Okay, Jo, thank you. Hello everybody, I'm Cain, Head of Learning and Organising Services. That's the bit of the union that's responsible for activist development and member education. More of that in the workshop later and with Helen straight after the break. I want to talk about a couple of specific but crucial challenges that we need to address in Unison, both directly relevant to organising and to why organising is so essential to us. So, I haven't got many slides, here not, but I've got a few, so I might as well use them. So here's the first challenge I want to talk about, and that is building and training our activist base. Obviously, this is my day job, and it's a crucial one. So we know already that this government has, their attack on the public sector has probably lost, you know, a reasonable estimate is at least 700,000 jobs out of the public sector have already gone, with loads more to go. And we know that this has had a massive impact on our public services, on our poorest communities, and especially on women in our poorest communities, which is a significant point to remember the day before International Women's Day. And we know that these cuts and privatisations that have gone alongside them have had a big impact on us in Unison. So all of you in branches will know activists, experienced activists who've left us, am I right? Yeah, people who've moved on, taken redundancy, and we've lost those resources. We've probably lost thousands of experienced activists over the last 4.5 years, and we're now faced with the challenge of trying to develop an activist base in hundreds of thousands, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, tens of thousands of new organisations, private contractors, small care homes and so on. So this is the challenge that I want to talk about, training and supporting our activists. Now we know it's not easy to ask someone, it's a big ask to say to someone, step up and become a rep. And if your employer doesn't even recognise unions, or if your employer is in dispute with individuals about being able to take their annual leave, as happens in many care homes, for example, then actually asking for time off to be a rep or to attend training, it's too much. It's not going to feel like an option. And we also face the prospect of the government withdrawing financial support for trade union education. People may not know this, but September 2016, all the funding or most of the funding for trade union education through the TEC is due to be withdrawn. It's a massive challenge for us, unless we have a Labour government elected who will overturn that. This government is also showing its absolute contempt for any adult education. Does anyone here work in FE? So you'll know, colleagues in FE will know that last week 25% cut in FE funding was announced. That's even kind of quite conservative bodies like the Association of Colleges are saying this could mean the end of adult education. Never mind trade union education. This is massive. So, you know, even by the standards of this government, this is a massive challenge for us. And just on that, colleagues may know that UCU, with the support of UNISON and other unions, are organising a petition, so find it on Twitter or wherever, and do sign that petition against this draconian cut. So that's the first challenge we've got. Second challenge I want to talk about is a quite different type of challenge. It's an internal challenge for it, if you like, but it's a challenge of trying to do things differently, which is easier said than done. As anyone who's ever tried to change anything in your family, in your workplace, anywhere, do things differently, it's difficult. Okay, unlearning how we do stuff the old ways is as difficult as learning new ways of doing things. We shouldn't beat ourselves up about the fact that organising is difficult. I think Richard made a similar point earlier. Organising is difficult. However, it's not impossible. And sometimes it seems like this, okay, we're going to do organising, it's this massive thing, no one really knows what it is. So I want to just very briefly unpick some of the things that organising is about and stuff that you'll be doing in the workshops with some fantastic workshop leaders during the day. So it's not, organising is not a top-down thing. It's a complete contradiction in terms for me working in the national office, or indeed for Kevin or anyone else, to say organise. It's got to come from everybody in this room. So I just want to have a little bit, run through a couple of things about what organising actually looks like and what it means we have to do differently, or what it means we actually have to do. So, so I think a crucial point about organising is that it starts where you are, starts where I am, starts where you all are. So you may be, for example, working in a branch, in a workplace where you're the only rep. Anyone in that situation? Yeah. Some of you are the only rep in a workplace. How do you organise? You may be a branch officer, pretty much worn down by casework, feeling like there's no time to do anything else. Anyone in that position? Yes, okay. There's a few of you in that position. You know, you may be brand new, newly appointed, thinking, ooh, what shall I do? I don't know where to start. Any brand new people? Hope so? Yes, marvellous. Welcome. Okay, good. So it's fine to start in any of those places in organising. Some of the steps, some of the things that you'll be looking at about what organising means today. Okay, it's about talking with people. Okay, talking with whoever's around you, your co-workers, your members, anyone. Talking and listening. And listening, believing what you're told about what the issues are. Because we don't know what the issues are necessarily. So talking, having one-to-one conversations is crucial. Okay, it's about being methodical, mind you. If you're having informal chats, for goodness sake, make a note of who looked like a goodie, who might be a potential rep. Be methodical about your conversations and who you're going to follow up, who you've asked to do something. On the subject of which, be ready for unexpected opportunities. For someone who says, oh yeah, all right, I wouldn't mind doing that. Be ready to say, fantastic, here's what you need to do, and I'll catch up with you next week about it. Support and encourage reps. Richard made this point. One of the things that's very important to me, responsible for training, is obviously that our training is fabulous. And people generally say it is, which is nice. However, if those reps, when they finish their training, are not supported and followed up afterwards, it's a waste of time. So supporting reps, getting them to do things, encouraging them, workplace contacts as well, critical. So, and always remember, organising is not an end in itself. It's not, we'll have an organising union and then we'll have an organising union. It's about building a strong, vibrant, active union, which for those branch secretaries or branch officers who are struggling, it's got more activists, it's spreading the load, and it's committed to fighting inequality and injustice. That's what it's about. That's what organising is about. So, finally, there are fantastic resources to support organising. You'll learn about those today, but I'm just going to put up a few things here. Obviously, I'm plugging our stuff in Learning and Organising, but don't forget the Organising Space, which is a very nice new website. You can log on to it, share ideas. There's loads of great stuff there. We've got a new learning website with e-learning packages on it, activist education and member learning in the North West region. Helen Titherington, Regional Education Officer, wave your hand. Steve Swift, working on member learning, fantastic programme of stuff. We've got loads of short workshop materials that you can use however you like, train up to be a lay tutor, get delivering those, and you've got the enthusiasm and experience of your colleagues around you, your networks, which is critical. So that's just a few things to get started. Thank you very much for inviting me, and have a great